I'm Kennedy.
I'm Alon.
And I'm Danae, and we are YLAG, working in the community in hopes to make a difference. And we are here with...
Hello, I'm Ein Thomas from Meadowdale with Males of Color, and nice to be here.
Nice to have you. We're talking about double standards in relationships, school, and family.
Yes,
So
family.
if you want to start.
So, what do y'all think about like double standards overall, like in general? No subject, like any subject. What do y'all think about it?
I think it's very much existent. So.
I feel like it can make things unfair.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's dumb. I feel like
Oh,
double standards shouldn't exist because it makes things more complicated than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
Like there should be no way that somebody can do something and it's cool and then the other person does it and it's not cool. That doesn't make sense because it's the
Exactly.
exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
so do y'all feel like it's more relevant as like the younger that we are or the older that we get?
I think it's the younger.
Mm.
I think it depends,
It could.
Why?
because as teenagers, life isn't about working and paying bills and all that, but as you get
Right.
older and you get in your career and your profession, pay starts to get, a little shaky
Yeah.
True.
in different fields.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do y'all think like when double standards come to a relationship, like do y'all think that revolves around all relationships, just like your significant other or friendships? How do y'all feel about that?
I think it's more so the people outside of the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but it can depend on the people in the relationship. Like, if you're in a relationship with someone and y'all break up, for an instance, or a lot of people are going to have different opinions, or if your boyfriend or girlfriend does something that's normally seen as like, well, the boyfriend should do this and the girlfriend should do that, and they do something that isn't in that, like, norm that should be done, other people will be like, well, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. So it can depend on who knows about the relationship and then who's in it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I think it depends on maturity also.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when double standards come around, like say for instance that you have a friend and she's going through a relationship, like what Kennedy said, but as yourself, like how would you go about it being double standards? Like what type of advice would you give to people who are going through double standards in a relationship or anyway?
Try to communicate, because a lot of stuff can be solved just by sitting down and talking.
True.
And a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. So like when you say like double standards in a relationship, like what do you mean though?
So double standards meaning like, okay, say for instance you're in a relationship but y'all end up breaking up for whatever reason, and say the reason for y'all breaking up was because you went and cheated, but you went and cheated with 5-6 girls, but she only went and cheated with one, but you still tripping for real because
Oh,
It's
okay. Oh, so if men like when men cheat, it's not really looked at as a
Right.
big of a deal compared to females. Oh, okay.
Talking about men don't cheat.
it's okay though. It's okay.
Yeah. On top of, speaking of, it's like, some males will be like, oh, I can have this many female friends, but you can have no male friends. You gotta block all your male friends.
That's backwards.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I say it's dumb, because what you mean I can't have male friends but you can be
You've been my
besties
childhood
with
friend since we was 5.
literally you can be that could be your sis, your homegirl, your bestie, all that, but I can't have one friend that's a guy. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
So y'all been through double standards.
Yes.
I've witnessed it.
Y'all want to
Kind
give
of
an
been through it.
example? Or
I'll give an example. So I was dating this guy and we had just gotten together and then he met this girl when they went on a field trip, like a school field trip. She was from a different class. Met this girl, so he got really close with her really fast, right? Mind you, I had a male friend at the time that I was being close with or whatever. So
Right.
then when it came to me not wanting him to be like so close with her and like get in the way, because like he would literally ignore me to talk to her and that kind of thing, which was like, are you okay? But anyway, So then when it came to me saying something, he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's not that serious. You know, she can never be you, blah, blah, blah. But then when it came to my male friend, it's, why are you talking to him? I want you to cut him off. You don't need to be friends with him. But it's just like, but when I asked you, it was, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's a big insecurity.
It is.
That's, you're very insecure.
Because there's no way that even sound right.
That's why I was like, okay. And then, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
my double standard I witnessed really quick. My best friend, her ex, they used to date, and this was our sophomore year, and he was a senior. And he would, like, she wasn't allowed to have no friends. Like, I was her only friend at one point, and I'm just like, why? But he had so many other friends, like, female friends, too. So it's like, I'm confused. Why can't I only be her friend? She can't talk to a person she knew since 8th grade. Like,
Right.
Right. Okay. So y'all know now with us being like teens and being in relationships and everything, our parents are getting more involved because they wouldn't know what's going on, like what you doing, where you at, stuff like that. But also they gonna have they want to have an input on y'all's relationship. So do y'all feel like y'all go through double standards with y'all parents too? 'Cause
I was gonna, sorry to cut you off.
it's okay.
I was gonna ask you, like, with relationships, how do your parents, like, do your parents care or they don't really care, or how's that?
Oh, okay, yeah. So like I see. So like with parents, I mean with my parents, my dad, with me being a boy, he doesn't really mind me being in a relationship, but I can see like if it's a dad and he has a daughter, I mean he's gonna be like quite protective over his daughter and stuff like that. So he's probably not gonna want her to get into a relationship.
Right.
But if he has a son, he's probably not gonna care as much with him being a dad. So that's a double standard, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's good. That's good. So do y'all feel like y'all go through double standards with y'all relationship with y'all parents though? Like, say for instance, your parent be like, or you ask your parent like, can I go such and such? And they be like, no. And you be like, why? And it just be the reason because I said so. But if they ask you to do something, you be like, nah, I can't do it. Then they be like, what you mean you can't do it? Like, you better
Right.
figure it out. Like,
yeah, I
what does
definitely
that?
go through double standards with my older sister.
Mhm.
Like, this is like not even no gender involved. We're the same gender. Like, my older sister, she can, well, she's my older sister, but when she was my age, she got to do a lot of stuff that I can't do.
Mhm.
Or
Mhm.
she didn't get to do a lot of stuff when she was my age that I can do. So it's
Yeah. I had a friend, we were friends, and her mom used to get mad at her all the time for like the littlest things for no reason, and then her brother would turn around and do the exact same thing and she wouldn't care,
Mm.
which
now
makes no
that-
sense.
that's
And
when
that's
you
like,
gotta raise
yeah,
the
that's like a
eyebrow.
big thing. That was like a big thing, and why they don't, I don't know if they still talk, but yeah, it was just like her brother got to do things like you said that she couldn't do. Like, her brother got a phone when he was, I think, like in the 2nd grade maybe, and she didn't get her phone until she was in like 8th grade middle school. So it doesn't make sense ever, but I don't know.
Mm. So, do y'all believe that? So, did y'all go to like elementary or middle school where y'all had to wear a uniform?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
most of the time, it was like the girls wear the skirts, the boys wear the pants, or they wear shorts, but the girls had to wear a skirt.
Mhm.
So, y'all do y'all believe like double standards started there? But that's kind of a role in gender roles also. But
Yeah.
Do y'all think that?
Yeah, I feel like it could have started there, especially with that, having that idea that girls are supposed to wear this, boys are supposed to wear that. That can be a big part of gender roles,
Right.
within like yourself and learning to be the kind of person you are and all that stuff.
Right.
But I mean, girls can wear pants, boys can wear pants. Like, it didn't make sense to me why I just had to wear a skirt.
Right.
And it's just like, what if I want to wear pants one day or some shorts, or it never made sense. But
Yeah,
Right.
so I'm not trying to be weird or nothing, but
I feel
so like what if like girls stop shaving, then what, like they had arm hair and stuff like that. People
Well, I
look
think
at that.
I think that's a personal preference. Some people
Yeah.
just don't want to
Yeah.
be
Some
hairy,
some people just
and some
don't
people
do that.
don't care.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it is kind of normalized that girls are supposed to shave and be hairless. But
Interesting.
Yeah, so if
Never thought
if
of
a
that.
man see you
Yeah,
like that,
go
I mean
with
it's gonna seem kind of awkward, like kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
not really.
I mean, I'm just saying like, I'm not trying to like, I'm saying like, with females.
Speak your mind. Speak your mind.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying like with males, it's just gonna seem kind of unusual.
What do you mean
Pretty
unusual?
much.
If that's a normal thing.
I know it's a normal thing, but it's not really normal because like females don't do it.
Don't do
Do
what?
shave?
No,
Wait,
I'm saying
what?
like let their hair grow out like that.
Oh.
I was kind of getting. I was like, wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, I was confused.
All right. So now that we done been through all the topics of like double standards and gender roles, how do y'all think, like, what ways do y'all think it could be, like, we could remove it as teens? Because they say it start with the youth, and technically we the youth right now.
Yeah.
So what could we do to change it, to remove it?
Honestly, I think we are in the process of doing it. You know,
True.
Yeah, I think
our
it's
generation.
acknowledging it that it is a thing and just trying to debunk it in a way of, you know, this isn't okay with when both sides do it. Like cheating's not okay when both sides do it.
At all.
Yeah, like that's not okay. Or me talking to one person and you talking to 5 other people, that's still like on the same grounds of. I mean, like what you talking to 5 people is crazy, but my one person shouldn't make you want to be all angry and yelling and calling me this, calling me that because I talked to one person. But when I bring up the 5 other people you talk to, now it's like, oh, that's not.
Oh, that's my friend. That's my sis.
Yeah, like
That's my
that don't
bestie,
matter
that's
because
my
you talk to somebody.
homegirl.
That's not.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like with our generation right now, like double standards, it's not just it is mostly genderly because you know we got the LGBTQ community and all that, and everybody's more aware of themselves. But double, like, I don't know how to word it, but it's just like every day it gets harder to express because of people's ideas or their opinions or social norms. Like it gets to a point and we're far beyond the point. Like
Yeah.
double standards, it's okay. Double standards is just like it's like the more action we take forward, the more we taking back at the same time because it's just so much to deal with all at once.
Yeah. Do y'all have any double standards?
I was going to mention sports, you know, with the a man being a transgender woman and them letting the transgender woman compete in a woman-based
But then there's
sport.
the trans men that
Yeah,
compete
and
in
it's
men's
like-
sports and no one cares.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
get what I'm trying to say?
yeah, I get what you're trying to
like,
say.
you remember the story of like the transgender woman? She was I don't know.
Yeah,
She was gonna compete in like the swimming
Yeah.
team, and they was like letting her in her locker room and everything. And it's like you still have some male parts, like, and some girls aren't comfortable with that. And biologically, males are stronger than females, so it's kind of like.
Well, I think that's a whole nother topic for another day and other people that I'm not really, you know, equipped to talk about right now because I don't know much about it. But was I gonna? Were you gonna say something?
No,
Okay.
I'm listening.
I was gonna say, do y'all have any double standards in y'all's relationships or people y'all talk to that y'all actively like use and you don't unconsciously use? That's what I meant to say. That y'all don't know that y'all are doing.
So like subconsciously.
Yeah, subconsciously doing it.
Yeah, I definitely got.
Do you want to say it?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll say it because I'm going through something right now. But I'm not going through something, but it's a double standard. But I feel like, I'm not in a relationship or nothing, but I feel like when you are talking to somebody and you wanted to talk to them first, like, of course, if y'all want the relationship, you're going to put the effort towards it. But at the same time, like, it be the whole texting and calling thing. Like, nobody wants to play phone tag all day.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not enough time in the day to be doing all of that.
Real.
Yeah.
So I feel like it gets to a point where the male be like, you don't text me, you don't call me, you don't want to talk to me, but I just don't want to feel like I'm chasing you.
Yes. I hate that.
It don't like.
That's kind of
can't
how
get
I
that.
feel too in my situation. But we're not gonna get into that.
You want to give me an example?
Ian, you got an example?
Yeah. Nah, but I do got a double standard with my dad. I mean, but it's not really that major, but I'm just saying, like, So like with me and my dad, so it was basically what y'all were saying earlier. It's like when, like, if my dad asked me to do something, it's like I'm automatically expected to do it. I mean, because that's my dad. But like when I ask him to do something, maybe he might not be ready to do it, or like be trying to do it. So
It's like that parent authority.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real strong.
That's crazy.
Now,
Not
because,
gonna lie.
because parents feel so obligated, and this kind of touched back into the we had a podcast about mental health, but that's like draining, like, and it's not fair. Like, you can't tell me you can't do such and such and such because no, and I'm the parent and I say so, and my word goes. But when it comes to me, and I be like, I can't do that right now. Well, something gotta work because you gotta do what I do.
Yeah.
You be like, you go into automatic attack mode. What's up with that?
I don't know.
I think it's like a generation thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be something that they don't know how to not do. Like I wouldn't say generational curse, but you know that kind
It's
of
like
thing. The idea.
My mom did it, so this is all I know.
Yeah.
This is how I know how to parent.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of circled back to what you was talking about when you was saying your sister was allowed to do things that you're not allowed to do, or you was allowed to do things that your sister wasn't allowed to do. It just like it all has to do with our generation, especially with now. Like our elders are like, these new generations crazy. Like
Yeah.
what's going on? Like we kind of reckless for real, but
The
we
YNs.
crazy, acting crazy. Yeah, but do y'all believe double standards will could that like take over a person's relationship with anybody? Not just saying your significant other, but like family, friends, jobs.
Because it's the expectation that really what it is, in the double standard of like, if I don't know how to explain it, but like say you got friends and you do something for your friend, and then there's an expectation of like, oh, you're supposed to do this for me or whatever. Or like say you tell your friend something, like you're telling your friend personal things, and then they're not telling you anything, and then you're like expecting them. There's like that. I don't know how to. Yeah, the obligation to be like, well, I told you this, so you have to tell me. But it's like, but you don't. That kind of thing.
Right. Do y'all feel like it's double standards at a job? I don't know if y'all work or not yet.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like that?
Yeah.
I don't work.
I work.
I don't work.
There's definitely double standards at my job because one person, like, it depends on, so like I work at a nursing home, so like the nurses can do one thing and then the aides can do one thing, but if the aides do it, it's not cool, but if the nurses do it, it's fine, which maybe because they have like a higher education, but I feel like it's the same thing.
Right.
So
that's interesting.
I was gonna kind of say that with my job, but I mean I know it's like it's kind of like what you said, like with like since they got a higher education.
Yeah.
Like with the managers, they got a higher rank or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm just saying like that. Like sometimes if my manager's telling me to do something, sometimes I think like, well, I want to tell you to do something. Or I mean I know I can't do that though because that's my manager, but.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's
how it was when I worked at McDonald's. When I worked at McDonald's, there was like some weird thing where like a manager would say something to me and my friend about something, and then wouldn't say, but everybody else would do it and they wouldn't say anything. Like because I don't know if anyone's ever worked at McDonald's or fast food, but you could go. So, like, there's the window, and then there's a crew room, and we would go back to the crew room if there's nobody in the window, or we would go in other places to talk to other people, and it'd always be like, get back to where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be at, that kind of thing. But when other people would do it and be gone for longer than we could be gone for like 5 minutes, and they would say something, and then when other people would do it and be gone for 30 minutes to an hour, nothing would be said. It would just be, where are they at, and everyone would say they wouldn't know.
Right.
Did they work there longer?
I don't know. I just met them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's. Yeah.
How y'all like it up there? It's cool.
I quit.
It really depends. Okay.
Yeah, I quit too.
Yeah, I quit.
I don't think people work at
I was
McDonald's.
gonna say, don't work at McDonald's, y'all. Okay.
Check that off the list.
So now that most of our schools are like biracial, do y'all feel like it's double standards up there? Because let me just say, from my perspective, my school is diverse. we have like Turkish, Vietnamese, African American, Caucasian. Like it's so
Yeah.
many different. But I feel like it's a standard held between us because, okay, not too long ago, I was in a class and my teacher had basically got put in a hard space because the way our school is set up, we have to turn our phones in, not like to the office or anything, but when class starts, because it's like a CCP course.
Yeah.
So you start getting your work hours once you start putting your phone away. You can't be on your phone. That's like that's work hours.
Yeah.
And professionalism. So
Yeah.
we have to follow directions and all the rules, but we have a group of Turkish students in our class and they talk the whole entire time. But they can speak English. They can speak fluently enough to get their point across and to explain things, but the teacher won't say anything else to them. Like they could be in the back having the whole conversation, but we can't do that. Even if we do need help, even if we just like conversating between ideas, like, but they're talking the whole time. Like, do y'all think that's cool? Cause I don't
I
think
don't
That
think
happens.
so.
It's something going on like that at my school because we have a lot of Spanish speakers, a lot of like Latinx cultures there, and they're like some of them literally cannot speak fluent English, so they
Right.
just have to use their phone. And I understand that, but at the end of the day, that's kind of a distraction to whoever is around.
True.
Yeah. I think it does put the teacher in a tough spot because they don't want to feel like they're, giving them special treatment. But it may be because of the language barrier. That's why. But I feel like it could be fair all across where everybody is. But, I mean, with your situation and them being loud, she could tell them to be quiet. Like, she
Right,
definitely
right,
could
right.
tell them, like, you're being a little disruptive. Like, just, y'all can talk. Just don't be
This
loud.
is a CCP class.
Yeah, this is a
Literally,
professional
they
class.
get in the way of people's learning. Like,
Yeah.
It hasn't affected me, but I had a friend who went through it and she was really upset about it. But I could understand where she was coming from, but I didn't think it was. I don't sit near her, so
Yeah.
I can't show my full perspective.
Yeah.
But
I think there's double standards between teachers and students and like disrespect. Because a teacher can disrespect you all day, but once you do it, you get sent to office. And that never made sense to me.
True.
That never happened to me, but I've seen it happen, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense though.
And it depends on the student too.
Yeah.
Cause like, not trying to, but I'm a pretty good student, so I can say some stuff to certain teachers that a bad student can't.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, well, now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So do y'all feel like it's a double standard between like weight difference? Like,
Yeah.
I saw something happen at my school not too long ago. It was pretty foul, but it was this boy and he was treating this girl different because one was skinny and the other one, she was heavier, but what he was saying was just diabolical. Like, he was like, "Nah, you can't do that because you too big," and I was like, "Whoa, okay." But he was talking to the skinny girl, and then she was like kind of throwing it back in the heavyweight girl like face, like, yeah, it didn't.
Were they
it
friends?
didn't-
That's not.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, that's your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But do y'all think double standards is high in that area too?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I was gonna say like, so like, is it a double standard for a male to open the door for a female?
Chivalry.
It's like,
That's a
That was-
good
I
one.
don't think so. I mean, I think it's polite. I don't think it's like a double. It's not, I mean, I guess it could be expected, but it's a politeness thing. Cause like if you see somebody walking, you can open the door. Are you talking about like on a date or like? Well, I don't
On
know.
a date, that's different.
Yeah, that's different. Like y'all are.
Pull my
it
chair
can be
out.
on a date or it can be in public.
Oh
Just
yeah.
saying, like,
I mean, I feel like it's a kind thing to do. Not many people probably do it, but I don't think it's a double standard to like you're expected to do this because this,
Yeah, like all of that. I don't know. I grew up on it, so I've
Yeah.
had no choice like but to follow it. But my own idea, like, yeah, a male can open up a door for me, thank you. But if I'm walking out of somewhere and I see any gender coming, like, just me normally, I'm just gonna keep the door open or I'll hold the door.
all right. So on a date, on a date, would you open the door for your boyfriend?
Depends on how I'm feeling.
No, it depends on like if it's a first date. Like,
Yeah, not first date.
if I don't know him and I'm just trying to get like it's the first date, we trying to get a feel for each other.
Yeah.
Like open the
That
door.
would be a good first impression, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if we've been
But-
dating,
But
Yeah.
I'm not.
open the door.
Yeah. Yeah. If like the first date, like that's just manners. But
Yeah.
like anything after that, I'll open the door. Most of the time, I'm gonna get to the door first anyway.
Yeah.
I walk so fast,
She
and
does
then I
walk
just
fast.
hold the door
Hurry
open
up.
for you. Like,
Right.
right. Yeah, that's a good one.
So what about like females going into law enforcement though, or like to the military and stuff like that?
Because that is
Armed
a
forces.
male dominated space.
True.
I mean, I feel like they should be able to.
They do, and they
We got somebody who want to go into the military in YLAG.
Yeah, I think
A
she
couple
did.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, my sister
Mhm.
getting shipped out Wednesday.
Shipped out.
Congratulations. Don't say
They
it like
shipping,
that.
they shipping her off.
I'm saying like for armed forces though, like dealing with guns.
I feel like your gender shouldn't matter with that.
At
I
all.
mean, if you're physically capable and emotionally capable to equip a gun, then you should be able to use one.
Right? It shouldn't, but does it though?
No. Are you saying because it's like women are seen as more emotional? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to get at?
No.
Oh, okay. I just was making that. I was just asking. I didn't know where your perspective was coming from. I was trying to understand it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's definitely a double standard because I'm not gonna say all men, but some men feel like what you doing? Like you a girl, you need to let me worry about that. But at the same time, the world's so dangerous. Like right now, like we need to be worried about if we know how to use a gun or not
Yeah.
because people crazy. But it definitely is a double standard, but it needs to be changed.
It's
Yeah.
so normalized for males to carry a gun,
True.
but when a girl does it,
She seen ghetto.
Why you got that
or
little mouth?
trenchy.
Literally.
Seen trench.
So what about like females cooking in like restaurants though, like actually on the grill?
Like a chef?
Like a chef?
Yeah,
You can do that.
like in fast food, like
I don't know. I never seen a female chef. That's kind of interesting.
I thought you was gonna say like a stay at home like. Not a
How
stay
y'all
home
feel
mom.
about that though? 'Cause
That's
that's a
why
double
I thought you was
standard
gonna
too.
say that.
That is
That's-
double standard.
Like,
You can
the
base
woman
that
should
off
stay
of
home
what
and
you
cook, and the man should go out and work.
That's backwards.
Very.
I don't.
Especially in this
That's
economy.
definitely a double standard.
Yeah, 'cause I just don't feel right living off somebody
Yeah.
like
Gotta
living
go
off
out
somebody else's son.
And
Like,
get my
Yeah.
money,
yeah, you gonna buy me this and you gonna buy me that 'cause I clean the house. Like,
but I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
work 7 a.m.
Yeah.
on the
True.
dot.
I feel like it just creates balance in a relationship. So like one person doesn't feel like they have all this responsibility and expectation, and then both can do as they
do as they please.
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
Okay. I had to gather my thoughts back on his question because I had kind of drifted off. But when you said, how do I feel about like a woman being on the grill? I feel like that is a double standard too. But it's a double standard to where the woman seems like she has to be on the grill because back in the day, like women used to stay home and cook. The men used to go to the military, take care of the family. So sometimes it could be seen as a double standard, but it also couldn't because just like that's what women's supposed to do. You supposed to cook. I'm supposed to eat. I work. I pay the bills. I do everything else. Like that's how I think that's how men feel. Some men at least.
I actually see with the restaurant perspective. I actually think that's different. Like I see it in a different perspective of like normally in the kitchen, not normally, but sometimes if you watch a cooking show, it's mostly men and then the women are servers, that kind of thing. Because you don't really see male servers. I mean you do, but you don't. If that makes sense. It seems more of like a women job or like a girl job for I don't know what reason.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna
wrap it up here.
Yeah, right.
All right, this is a very good conversation on double standards.
Right.
Yep. And I appreciate y'all having me.
We appreciate you
you
coming.
coming.
We appreciate you coming.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
Bye, village.